This simple exercise using ChatGPT will get you fluent really, really fast. You'll learn to think in the language, and you'll learn to speak fluently, and you'll identify and correct most of the mistakes you've been making when you speak. It's a very simple exercise, all right? All you need to do is to translate in your computer using ChatGPT instead of translating in your head when you try to talk to people. When it comes to fluency, the most important thing is being able to think fast enough. Well, first of all, knowing the words and the sentences that you want to use, and then coming up with them fast enough. And then if you also use them correctly, that's also great. But the main thing is coming up with them fast enough. So the best exercise for that, apart from talking to people, which you should also do, of course, is this. This you can do it on your own, without anyone judging you, without looking stupid in front of people. If you are the kind of person who is shy and you are afraid of looking stupid in front of people, this will solve all of that. Because if you do this enough every day, um, then speaking in real life will be no problem at all, because you'll be using lots of sentences you've already practiced a lot, right? So it's a very simple exercise. You take sentences A1, A2 level, because yes, everyone wants to be a B2 level and C1 and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But if you can't have a basic conversation, there's no point on learning any of that. What you should be doing is improving your fluency at using basic, simple sentences for conversation. All right. So blocks of 5 or 10, and you go as fast as possible. And you translate from English into Spanish like this. So you get these 10 sentences. Um, you translate them as fast as you can. You can also say them while you type them. That's also helpful. ¿Dónde está el baño? You don't have to. Like, you shouldn't worry about spelling. You shouldn't worry too much about any of that. The main thing is doing it fast and using the right vocabulary and the right conjugations, the right grammar. But spelling's irrelevant, because you don't really need spelling when you speak, right? And the goal's to improve your spoken fluency, right? Trabajo en una oficina, hablo un poco de español, hoy es lunes, tengo un hermano y una hermana. And then you get the feedback. And of course, I got them. Yeah, again, doesn't matter. Block 2. So those were 10. What I recommend you do is do it in blocks of maybe 5 in the beginning, because it's if it's difficult, maybe then do it in blocks of 5. Otherwise, as soon as you can, you do it in blocks of 10, and you go as fast as you can. Right now, I'm talking, and I did the block in 4 minutes, but normally you should be able to translate the whole block in 30 seconds, so less than a minute. So you can translate 10, 20, 30 blocks of 10 per session. Yeah. So you can translate hundreds of sentences. And, I'm tired today. Estoy cansado hoy. So you should do it like this, like fast. Tenemos una reunión mañana. And again, if you make mistakes with the spelling, it doesn't matter. Goal is go fast and get the vocabulary and the grammar right? And you can say them aloud as well, and you practice speaking that way as well. Although If the goal is to improve your muscle memory, your mouth getting used to the sounds, then shadowing is better than this. Um, you should combine both. This exercise will help you think faster in the language so that you come up with things to say, and the things you say are correct mostly. If you do this a lot, you'll figure out why you're making the mistakes that you're making, and you'll get rid of most of them. And then if you do lots of shadowing as well, then you'll gain that muscle memory. Like your mouth will get used to the sounds of the language and speaking in complete sentences, right? Instead of uh, ella vive cerca del, and you're like, really, no, vive cerca del centro de la ciudad. You say it in one go, like, naturally. For that, shadowing is better. So I recommend you combine both. But when it comes to thinking in the language, like they always say, you see all those YouTubers like how to stop thinking, how to stop translating in your head. No, you should be translating. Like you should be doing a lot of translation so that it becomes really easy to translate, and then just you can uh, translate fast, or at some point you stop translating. But doing a lot of translation work is what will get you to a point where you can think in the language. All right, so this is active recall. You could do it with flashcards as well, but this is the best way to do it. This or pen and paper as well. I think Luca Lamparello does this as well with pen and paper because it's something translation. I don't know. Like I did a master's degree in translation. I've been translating for a long time, and translation is the best way to learn vocab and grammar, to learn to use sentences correctly. Right? I'm not the. I didn't invent this, but again, it's extremely effective. I highly recommend you do this. Like if you want to learn to think in the language, to speak with very few mistakes, do translation. Right? Translation is good for you.